11, 12. Welcome aboard the Pacific Dream. Those of you that have been with me before, my name is Ed. I'll be your captain. John is our regular deckhand here today. Guys, make sure you take care of him at the end of the trip, if you would, please. Before we get going here, we got some safety equipment on board. Oh yeah, I forgot to announce my alternate is Rob Gudgel as well. So Rob owns and operates Katie Marie, but she decided to take the day off and come out and play with you guys instead. So I guess well, I'm not going to say if we're lucky or not. I'll let you know at the end of the day. Anyway, guys, before we go, we got some safety equipment on board here to talk about, and where it's at now. How many of you guys have been tuna fishing before? Okay. The way we typically do this is we fish for a total score for the boat. We split the catch equally at the end of the day. It's a group effort. If you don't know each other here, by the time the day's up, you'll all be pretty well acquainted. So unless there's any questions here, guys, we're going to crank her up and get her ready. The first thing you see coming into Ilwaco and the last thing you see leaving is Coast Guard Station Cape Disappointment. They are the protectors of the sea here. They give us updated bar reports, as well as they do search and rescue, and as well as Homeland Security. This is also home to the Motor Lifeboat School. So if you're going to be a motor lifeboatman in the Coast Guard, you have to go through Cape Disappointment and go through the Motor Lifeboatman School here. Shortly here we'll be on the Columbia River Bar, and at this time I have everybody on the boat sitting down and sitting tight, so in case we were to come across some debris or something like that, we don't have to worry about somebody losing their footing and falling down and taking the possibility of getting hurt. We're approximately 35 miles southwest of the Columbia River, looking at a water temperature somewhere around 57.5, 58 degrees. This hasn't been a typical year where we can run to 60-degree water and find jumper schools of fish. What we're doing here this morning is we're going to cover some ground, work into that warm water edge, and see if we can't find some activity on the inside edge in the colder water, a little bit dirtier water. But we have our jig gear deployed. We're going to start towing some jigs until we get a hookup. Once we get on a jig stop, we'll retrieve the troll gear, and we'll start pitching some bait over the side and get some guys going on some live bait.
rods out. So we get a little bit more daylight, we're going to put some 2 plug rods out. Once we get hooked up on either the jig rod or a hand line, we're going to put the boat in a turn. Okay? We'll start throwing some bait, come around, spin the boat around, and we're going spread out, grab a rod. We'll come around and get you baited. Once we get you baited, take it in freeze pool. Have your thumb on the spool. Make sure your drag back all the way off. Once we get you baited, get it over to the side and get it swimming. Okay? Just start slowly stripping out some line. All these rods are topped with a clear shot of line. So usually when you get out past that line, the clear stuff into that green stuff, you're about as far as you want to go from the boat. So you just want to stop there, let it mill around, and if you don't have anything by then, reel it back up. I'll get a fresh bait on there for you. You can start all over again. Okay? Once the fish grabs it, do not set the hook. Okay? Just let it go. Give it about 5 seconds. Keep light pressure with your thumb on the spool so it doesn't backlash. Okay? After about 5 seconds, kick her into gear. Start putting some drag on it. Okay? This nice snug drag is all you want. Once you get a fish on, you can move all the way around the boat. You need to. Okay? Sometimes on the stern here, you hook a fish. Sometimes you'll have to go up, around the bow, and whatever. Once you get close, you'll see color flashing, fish flashing underneath the boat. Just yellow color so we know you're close. Come around. Now we'll be ready for the gaff or a net. Okay. Once we bring them aboard, sometimes we'll just break the line. If we do that, just bring the rod back here, stick it in the rack, grab another rod, and we'll get you right back in the water. Okay?
like a son of a gun. Try to bring him around over. You know what? I need to bring him.
When we go from a jig strike and we'll get a fish hooked up on a jig, have it be on a rod or on a hand line, I'll turn the boat in the appropriate direction and try and drag ourselves back to the school where we think we pulled that fish from. We can see it on our sounders and meters to see where those fish are at. Try to set the boat up so you're drifting with the school. We'll broadcast some bait and get those fish coming up on the bait rods. Now when we're using the bait, we're fishing with 30-pound test. You're using a medium to light action rod, and These fish pull harder than anything you'll ever fight. These fish will take you from the stern of the boat to the bow of the boat, all the way around the boat, and you've got perils to deal with equipment on the deck from other fishermen. We're dodging around totes and other deck machinery, as well as you have to worry about losing that fish to another fisherman wrapping them up when you have multiple fish hookups. You've got 6 or 8 people and they're all coming together in one little knot. Well, somebody's got to untangle that, because when you start popping fish off and you start losing them, what happens is those fish sound back to the bottom, or not to the bottom, but they go back down away from the feed layer, and we're back on the troll looking for more. So the idea is we want to try and keep as many fish hooked up at a time and keep those things up on the bait. We don't have to throw a tremendous amount of chum throwing live baits over the side or dead bait to hold them. Most of the time we can hold them with the baits that we have hooked up. We're fishing with a very small hook, and it allows that bait to swim away from the boat, so we can get them out there and give it to them in the most natural presentation as possible. When they grab that bait, it's game on. And it is wide open. You stand there and you watch that reel and you go and hold on as long as you can and count to 10 before you throw it into gear. And by the time that happens, that fish could be 150, 200 feet away from the boat, and you've got a 10 to 15 minute fight on your hands. Right in here is what you're looking at. You see these little arcs, things that kind of look like worms. This is albacore coming up under the boat. Hopefully every one of these is 10 fish. Right now it looks like we got about 7 or 8 hanging.
That's all right. Average. Can I go take a nap now? No. All right, I gotta hook one on my own. Okay, I showed you how to do it. You did show me how to do it. Okay. Now you didn't get all the fight up. Don't step on a tail. Okay. You ready?
Stick it right there and grab one off the rack.
Well, one thing about albacore tuna, we take extra special care to make sure when these fish come on the boat that they are bled and iced properly. We have a tremendous amount of ice on the boat. We carry roughly 2,000 pounds of ice for a day trip when we take off and we leave for an extended voyage. For a day trip is approximately a 15 to 17 hour trip, and that requires quite a bit of ice to be able to take care of these things properly. What we do is we build a slush with seawater and rock salt and ice, and when those fish come on board the boat, they go directly into the slurry as long as we don't have a multiple hookup situation going. You'll hear them thump, 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 thump on the deck, kind of their welcoming dance when they come on board the boat. Those fish are very, very warm when they come out of the water. So you figure these fish typically swim between 40 and 50 miles an hour. They are shaped just like a torpedo and they're built for speed. They also retain a tremendous amount of heat. So by bringing those fish on the boat, getting them bled and going in the ice immediately, these things are in primo shape when they come back to the dock to be processed or when they're processed on board. We try to get that core temperature down as quickly as possible, get them in the ice, and as soon as we have our brine boxes full, then we'll move our fish into our pack ice totes where they get packed in layer ice for the trip home.
Right here, just started to rock.
Thank you, sir.
45 feet, Ted.
45 feet, Rob. Good.
Less Yankee, more cranky.